Are you ready?
Yeah, I think so.
Remember?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
this? Okay.
All right. Okay. We'll try one more time.
There are so many opportunities, and India, believe me, is just waiting to explode.
Firstly, I see the music industry finally turning the corner.
As of last year, we've become essentially the 9th largest music market in the world.
Personally, I think the sea change has happened in the last 4 years. Just about the time when MTV dropped the M for music from its name. Great timing, guys.
We now have 600 channels, all of them programming 24 hours a day, all in need of music.
It's a very busy music industry.
There's this massive advertising industry at 15,000 crores, which is one of the possibly a top 5 market in the world.
There's a lot of ads, there's a lot of films, a growing live industry.
And now what you have is you have venues, you have performances, you have people playing at festivals in the Himalayas. Goa, there's EDM. Who'd think that the Swedish House Mafia would be hugging Nikhil Chinappa?
Some very good changes, very fast. I think in the last decade or so, it's really kind of, everything just galvanized, just gone whoop.
I have young drummer friends who make a living playing drums. But today, you're right, it's a great time. Live gigs, whether it's Bollywood or indie bands, you can make a living playing your instrument.
For many years, the opinion or the view of the music industry by people outside, parents of kids, and used to be dominated by the performer. I think there's an entire ecosystem that's, in many cases, a much bigger star than the performer. Sessions players, sound engineers, recordists. It's a very significant professional setup.
I found that my work output probably tripled or maybe quadrupled since I came to Bombay.
And therefore, the idea that there could be a career in it is no longer what used to be seen as a high-stakes game. It's no longer that.
So now you're seeing this whole sea of change happening right now, which requires a lot of support, which requires education. You can't have 2,000 guys winging it and making some scene happen.
I think we have a lot of quantity and not so much quality. And it comes down to education. See, the biggest danger is success, man, without actually having the fundamentals in place.
We're wasting a lot of our inherent native talent because of that, because of the fact that we're not being able to groom them and train them in the way that they should be.
What happens when you study is that you are forced to take yourself out of your comfort zone.
But the immediate difference which it made to me was my songwriting, because the way it opened me up to different styles of music. So it's a very good thing. Especially in the line that we are, whether it's advertising or film, you can't just stick to say that I'm going to write heavy metal film songs or heavy metal, advertising. You've got to do all kinds of stuff.
So nurturing and nourishing talent is something that academics or the academic side of music can give you, which in the normal world would probably take 3 or 4 times as long as you would by knowing it up front from people who know it.
And therefore, ideally, a space where you can borrow not only from systems of pedagogic systems that have been used in India, but also elsewhere in the world. I think that would be an ideal space, really. There has to be a system and also learning on the job. And when that comes together, it's quite fantastic.
Or a space where people can hang out, be together, come together as a community, or have a sense of belonging, of shared ideas.
But I do believe it's very important to go to school because, there's certain things like motor skills, there's essentials. And the thing is that having somebody in front of you teaching you is a beautiful thing,
That nurturing of vulnerability of that person is a huge responsibility.
I think tradition teaches all of us that to be part of the tradition, you have to be part of a continuum. So you learn from the previous generation, and then you hand it down to the next generation. And that's how tradition actually keeps alive. That's the difference between tradition and orthodoxy.
The tyranny of orthodoxy has been very heavy on our shoulders. But that is actually part of the mission statement. and the more courageously blatant you are about being true to yourself, the better off you will be in fighting the tyranny of that orthodoxy.
So a lot of heart, not enough science. These two have to meet, cannot exist without each other. And so a musical institution and teachers and a hang space and playing, this will all lead to things getting a little more focused, I think. And then we'll have a hip indie scene.
It's an experience which is irreplaceable, and I think it's something that you'll like value for the rest of your life.
And I think the idea of really grooming our next generation of professionals within the music industry is one that probably we should have thought of many years ago, but I'm so glad that you guys are doing it.
So that's great, and I think the school will really come in handy. Just, you know, the very fact that you all are targeting various genres of music. So at least the musician is you know, kind of exposed to those things, which normally he would not be.
Now that's our tie-in with the True School, the way I see it. I think what we're developing here is a real innovative concept, one of that's unparalleled and unheard of, where we are training the musicians, sending them to India, to your program, where they are going to be teaching a whole new generation of students what they've learned from the Manhattan School of Music, what they've learned from New York City, what they've learned from the American scene of not only pure jazz, but all the offshoots going from pop music to rock to funk to hip hop to fusion. You see, and they're able to cover all those bases.
I am actually incredibly surprised that this has only happened now.
I think this is a landmark thing that you guys are doing. I really think this has been a long time coming, and you know, I think it's a fantastic move.
And it's like this, you know, if there's a school in this city as you're proposing, I'll be there, you know. I will have something to learn. I'll come for a class and I'll teach.
I still wake up at 5 and learn every day, man. Every day I'm in school every day.
So you're going to come to the True School and learn and teach for us.
Sure thing.
Thanks, bro.
Pleasure. Pleasure.